How is it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Sean Barnes. I want to welcome you back to The Way of the Wolf. I want to talk about something that's been on my mind a bit recently. And what really triggered this thought was an article that I saw about a month or so ago that basically pointed out that podcast production has dropped off 80% in the past 2 years. And it didn't really surprise me to read that, but it's stuck with me ever since. And so today I want to kind of talk through my thoughts on that and why that is. When we entered the pandemic, there was a lot of confusion and chaos and concern and uncertainty that existed in the world. And once we started to kind of work our way through all of those things, people started searching for something new. They started searching for a meaning and purpose. And more people started discovering how easy it is to start a podcast and to create content. And I think a lot of people, because they were without a job, they thought, hey, this might be a good avenue for me to make some money and change my life and have this freedom that you see all of these social media influencers have, live this crazy, wonderful life. But as many of them discovered, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time to build your following. It takes time to hone your craft, to learn how to configure all of the audio equipment, to increase the production quality of the content that you put out. And it's actually a lot more than just the production quality. It's the content and the messaging that you are sharing and the meaning behind it and the value behind it. I kind of can't help but chuckle a little bit whenever I think about people that I follow very closely, someone like Gary V. The vast majority of his content, the audio quality, the video, it's usually from a cell phone. He's walking or just pulls up his phone and starts talking. Not all that great. But the messaging is on point. This is somebody who has done big things in their life. And he put in the effort. He put in the work and just put his head down and decided to grind it out. And so what he does is shares his story, shares his experiences and journey. And that resonates with a lot of people. So I think a lot of podcasters and YouTubers started their channels for the wrong reasons. They started them with the idea that, hey, this is going to make me a bunch of money and I'll be able to live this lifestyle that you see people living on the internet. And that's not the right reason. Interestingly enough, a few people have approached me this year asking for guidance on how to start a podcast. And I always refer them to an episode that I created last year on how to start a podcast. And I'll try to link that in the show notes of this episode. But I've also learned quite a bit since releasing that episode. And some of these people that have contacted me and had conversations about it, I think there's potential. I think there's a lot of potential because it's coming from a good place. It's coming from their heart, and they want to spread their message and share their message and help others that are experiencing challenges like they have. And there are other people that I've met with that are just starting it for ego. It's really what it comes down to. I lean in to the people that are doing it for the right reasons, and those that are just doing it for ego, not going to invest a whole lot in, because the chances are they're not going to follow through, or they're going to half-ass it. And it's just, quite frankly, not for the right reasons. I started this podcast a couple of years ago for a few reasons. I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. I wanted to get comfortable behind a camera, behind a microphone, get comfortable in public speaking, because I wanted to learn how to share my experiences and talk through the lessons that I've learned on my journey, and hopefully help others avoid some of the pitfalls and traps that I ran into. That is why I created this podcast and this YouTube channel. It wasn't about making money. I can assure you of that. I haven't made a penny off of this show. It actually costs me money for every episode that I push out. But I'm doing it because I just genuinely want to help people out. And I'm not going to stop. Every single week, you're going to see a show from me. It may be a short episode, it may be a long one, but I'm not stopping anytime soon. Because my purpose is greater than just trying to enrich myself from this show. There's no ad revenue, nothing like that. Now, there's a few things that have occurred since I've started this show within me. Yes, I started it to get comfortable behind camera, practice public speaking, and be able to help people out. But I also realized it's helped me become a better conversationalist in the process. It's helped me get more comfortable with networking with people and having conversations with people that I've never met before. And all of those things have translated over into being able to more successfully network with people, get comfortable public speaking. And so there's a lot of benefits that have come along with this show and this journey that I've been on. And for those of you listening, you're probably asking yourself, okay, what does this have to do with me? I'm not going to start a podcast. I have no desire to start a podcast. And I'm not trying to convince you to start a podcast. But what I would encourage you to do is to follow your passion. Follow your purpose in life. And go big. And go all in. There may be times when you start to question your sanity. And you start to question, am I doing the right thing? God, I'm not making any money here. What's the point? What's the purpose? I'm not getting any likes or engagement or anything. Maybe I should just give up. That's one route to take. Or you could just stay focused and keep grinding away and keep doing what you love doing. It's not going to be easy. Motivation is fleeting. That's the story of life. There's going to be ups and downs. But whenever I think back on my journey in creating this show, God, it's been so fulfilling. And it's become part of my identity. People will jokingly refer to me as the Wolfman, which is pretty freaking cool. I did get some new shirts, by the way. So this time around, I got a pretty decent sized batch of shirts. So if any of you want a shirt, reach out to me, let me know, see if I can hook that up for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you today. Just some kind of random thoughts that I've had on this topic. I wanted to go ahead and throw something together for all of you. Find your purpose. Follow it. Chase it. It's not going to be easy. I can assure you of that. but it will be worth it. Y'all have a good one.